Hello there everyone, Ashnflash here, and welcome in to my review of the LEGO DC Superheroes minifigure series releasing on January 1st, and it's actually series number 71026, and my goodness, we used that number on our custom series a long time ago. I think we're on 71078. And yeah, so we passed that number a long time ago. And fun fact, actually, the Crisis on Infinite Earths, a little plug for my latest series, DC related, was actually 30 series after my Arrowverse Series 1. I just found that out afterwards making that. So that's pretty crazy that in a little over a year we did 30. And again, we've surpassed this number. But anyways, you're here for the review. And I'm very excited about this review because this is not supposed to be out. This is actually has been obtained from Toys R Us, which they put on the shelves early, along with a bunch of other 2020 sets, which will also be getting reviews very soon on the channel. So before we get into the actual review, I just got to mention a couple of things. The price for this is actually $4.99. And for the first time ever, I don't have to say, and the price for Canadians is this. It's actually the exact same for Canadians and Americans. Turns out that the Americans are actually getting a price increase for the minifigure series, paying $4.99. And for some reason, Canada, and I'm not sure about the rest of the world, but the prices doesn't seem to be going up, at least here. And we know that this has been confirmed because in the systems of like Target and different things, I think they actually know the price that it has gone up to $4.99. So what does that mean for the rest of the world? Next minifigure series, maybe it'll be increasing as well, but it's just very strange to me. But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's take a look at the series. I figured that we'd start things off with Batman, since really we wouldn't have this theme if it wasn't for Batman. And I'm really happy that we actually have here his first appearance. And I've always wanted this in minifigure form, and now we finally have it with a beautiful brand new classic cowl. Very strange looking, but I just love it so much. And I love the suit as well. I love the printing on the legs, as well as the dual molded gray and black. Those black boots there look really cool. And the torso printing as well, the simple logo, I really love that so much. And of course the iconic purple gloves. Awesome to get a Batarang in blue for the very first time. And he also comes with this rope in black, which is just iconic since it is, which we'll see in a little bit, is where he's actually swinging in on the cover of Detective Comics 27. So that's really awesome. But taking off the cowl, you can see that he has some really cool face printing there. And you know what? The face print itself isn't that bad in terms of the black actually seeping through the flesh color. It is a little pale in comparison to the other minifigures with that flesh skin color, but it is pretty good. And the goggles there, I think, look really awesome. It is a bit of a shame that you kind of see where the top part of the head curves back, and you can see how it's kind of breaking up the goggle print. But on the back, if you lift up this softer fabric, you can see the back printing there, and it's really good. Like, I love that. Good addition, and good just attention to detail, I think, with this minifigure. Of course, this is probably the most important one in the entire series. I'm really happy about that. I'm glad that it wasn't an exclusive for the 80 years of Batman with the San Diego Comic-Con set. I figured that we'd look at the Trinity first, and here is Wonder Woman in her first appearance, and a lot of people were like, that's actually Linda Carter's Wonder Woman, and it's not. It's her first appearance because of the amazing skirt piece here. I love that Minnie Mouse skirt piece, and to get it here with the star printing, that looks so awesome. And I think that my favorite part of the minifigure, while it's nice to get this iconic one, can't really use it in like a display of a current Wonder Woman. What you can take from this is the beautiful, finally, wrist arm printing for the bracelets. That has been something that I've been wanting for I don't know how long for Wonder Woman, so to finally have it here, I think it's just so exciting. And again, overall, this is just such a beautiful looking figure with the printing as well as just the arm printing with the bracelets and the new skirt. But underneath, you also have, you could see there that she has some printing on her legs as well, so that is a very nice addition as well. Now, I don't know what is going on there. That could be a misprint. I don't know why there's a bit of white or something showing there, but that is pretty strange. But I love how the boots continue around to the sides there. That's really cool. And taking a look at the back, she of course also has back printing, and she also has this alternate facial expression, which just looks really, really good. I love this face print. I'm glad that they didn't just give her the exact same face print from sets. Like, I think that this new one on the front here is one of my favorites for her. And of course, she comes with the lasso of truth as well. Would it have been nice to get Superman in his Action Comics appearance? Absolutely. But I really like this rebirth suit here. It's really awesome. Now, I am disappointed because if there was a wave of sets, let's say, and Superman wasn't it, he would have come in that, in his rebirth outfit. So to get it here is kind of a cop-out. And I think that especially with the Crisis on Infinite Earths series happening right now on the CW, I think that it would have been really great if we got the Kingdom Come Superman outfit. That is a very iconic Superman outfit, and I think that it just would have been better than this. But I do really like it. I like the printing on the torso. It's very different than anything that we've gotten before, and I like the boot printing as well. That's a nice inclusion. And I think that by far, though, the best part of this minifigure is the 2x2 tile there of the Daily Planet newspaper saying Caped Wonder stuns city, and it's Superman catching a plane. Now, that could be a reference, of course, to the 2006 Brandon Routh Superman. That's what I'm going to go and take that to believe, but of course, he just does heroics all the time. But I really love this new face print here for him. As well as on the back, he's got this very menacing, I guess he's kind of charging up his heat vision, which I really love. He has the new fabric cape, so it's not like they show in the actual pictures on the bag. It's not the hard fabric, which we'll get to with another minifigure. But with the back, he also has some printing there, so that's kind of cool. I don't know, I think that might be a little too high up for the band, but really cool looking minifigure. I really like this. Again, I would have preferred the other variants, but really great, though, to get. Let's continue through with the rest of the 7 core members of the Justice League. Well, kind of, because one's not actually Hal Jordan, but we'll get to that. And this is actually Aquaman here, and he looks really cool. I love that arm printing there. That looks so cool. And of course, the biggest part, I think, is that new hook hand. I love that so much. And to be getting this fish piece in that color for the very first time, I love as well. And again, I'm basing that off of Brickset, so if Brickset's wrong, it's on them, not me. But I really love the new Aquaman hair, of course, from the Justice League movie. And I just love seeing this. And I think that it works really well for minifigures. But the most disappointing thing about this figure, besides the amazing printing and everything, there's one thing that really takes away from it. And it's the face print. This is actually the exact same ones from the actual sets that he came in this past year with the Ocean Master. One of the best looking minifigures I think we've gotten. But just kind of takes away, like, the minifigure series. I mean, normally they're supposed to get exclusive face prints, so to give him that is kind of weird. It would have been cool if he just had, I don't know, just give him a different expression or something, smiling or anything. But the back printing there looks really awesome, and overall, I think that it's a good inclusion. It's a good variant for him. If they gave us his first appearance, it would have been very similar to the ones that we've already gotten in the past, so I'm glad that they gave us this cool variant of him. Next, we'll look at the Flash, and this is Jay Garrick's Flash, and the very first appearance of the Flash, and I love it so much. Like, this figure, oh my goodness, I'm so happy that we got it. I'm glad that it wasn't just some Barry Allen version or something like that. I'm glad that we got Jay Garrick here with the beautiful side boot printing. Look at that, it's so cool. I love the boot printing there, especially with the wings on the side. And the wings, of course, this helmet piece is just incredible. It is so detailed. I love it so much. And you can't really see because the hat's covering up, but the face print it's good. I think that the eyebrow colors could have been darker, and maybe, I don't know, he is normally, I guess this is based off of his first appearance, but to me, when I think of him now, I think of him as a little bit more older, and I think that would have been a better version so that he could fit in well with, like, the Flash from the sets that we've been getting recently. The torso printing is really cool. I remember when we got the leaks, you couldn't even see the details there on the torso. Like, that looks so awesome. And of course, he has lightning on the back, just like Tracer from Overwatch. But I like that, you know? It gives it a cool speed force effect, and we'll take that off so you can get a look at the back printing. So that's really cool. I think that's just, it looks so cool. It is a shame, though, that you can't really see because it is in the dark red, and it kind of blends in depending on the lighting, but I think that it works really well, and oh my goodness, such a great minifigure, such highly requested one, I think, in the LEGO community, so I'm very glad that we're able to get this for the first time. Alright, here is Simon Baz, the Green Lantern that they chose to represent the Lantern Corps here in the series. And while he is one of the more modern versions of Green Lantern, it is a bit of a shame that we didn't get his first appearance with Alan Scott. I think that that would have been really cool. Or even Hal Jordan in some variant would have been good. Guy Gardner. You know, there's a whole plethora of Green Lanterns that I think would have been better than him, but it does make sense since we just recently got Jessica Cruz, and I love this new lantern piece for them to charge their rings up. I think that that is absolutely incredible. And the reason I put the actual extra 1x1 flat stud there with the lantern printing is because that's what the instructions tells you to do, which is very strange, which we'll take a look at in a bit, but it's very strange that they tell you to do that. And I love, though, their lantern ring piece that they've designed here. Of course, I've been doing this for a while now in my series, but it's just great to get here, and I love the look of that with the handle piece there with the lantern logo printed onto that piece. It just looks so cool, and it works really well for a lantern ring. I love it so much. But while I may not be the biggest fan of this character's choice, the printing here is absolutely phenomenal. I love all the detail on the torso, and the face print looks really cool, as well as just on the side, some cool arm printing, the boot printing as well. That looks so great. And here's Cyborg based off of his first appearance, and I love this figure so much. I remember when I saw it, again, most of these figures I was not impressed with, but when I saw this and I got this in hand, it surpassed all my expectations. I love the face print there underneath this brand new mask and hair combo. It looks so cool and iconic. And as well, just the torso there is so awesome. The different colors that they're using there with the silver, the gray, as well as the sand blue just works so well. He comes with a cool chain accessory because that's what he is breaking on the cover of his first appearance. And on the side there, the arm printing looks really awesome as well. Look at the leg printing. It is just so detailed. Like, this figure is so amazing. And if you actually take this off, you get a look that is just, I love it. I love this so much. He's got an exclusive face, and one of the best parts to me is that it's actually printed on silver. So you don't have the flesh actually at the neck. Like, it looks more complete, and it works really well, like with it being printed on the silver. And I just love how this looks without the hair on even. Like, this is just so cool. Like, it's just so amazing and detailed, and I like that they have this bit right here. I guess it's like this piece is like hooking into his head or whatever, but I love this so much. And let's just quickly take a look at the back, and it looks really cool. Just look at the shine on the back there. That's so awesome. I just think that this is one of the most detailed minifigures in this series. I love it so much. Figured next, let's take a look at Huntress, since she is going to be in the Birds of Prey movie, and I love this minifigure so much. I forgot to put her on my predictions video for the series, but she is in my top 10 missing Batman minifigures, so I'm really glad that we've gotten her now. I just think that she's so iconic, and this outfit is so phenomenal, and she comes with a crossbow piece here. She's also got the Batman utility belt facing the other way there in purple, which just looks really cool, and the arm printing is just so phenomenal, as well as the leg printing. Really cool. And while a lot of people are disappointed that she didn't use the Batwoman hair and cowl combo, I really like this, and I think that it works well with it actually having the mask printed on the face, and there's just so much detail on the torso there. And we're going to take off the hair and the cape and everything and the belt so you can see the rest of the printing. So even without the belt on, she still has some other printing there on the legs. She also has this really cool alternate facial expression, and on the back she even has some back printing there carried over from the front, and it just looks really cool. I think that this minifigure is just really well done, and I'm really happy that we finally got this iconic member of the Bat family in minifigure form. Forgot to mention with Huntress that she's actually got this sort of junior's cape here, and it's not one that you actually has flaps that you have to put on top of each other before you put it underneath the head, and I think it's just because of the hair, and if it was too thick, it would take away from the minifigure. Here is Metamorpho, and you are going, who? And yeah, exactly, I know, he's a pretty obscure character, but really colorful, and I love this so much. I love the giant fist there in, I think this is the purple pink and it's not the darker pink, especially because I'm looking at Sinestro here to the left, and the face print there has this color for the details and such. So if you look, though, this figure is it's just scattered with details. Look at the lines and everything on the side of the arm there. The mud or dirt for that side of Metamorpho looks really cool. I love that effect. Just makes me want a Clayface minifigure. And then if you actually look, he's got this really cool belt printing, as well as the water leg is just so cool. I love that effect. But yikes, the black there has not worked well at all. Look at that. Like, you just see right through it. That's poor printing. That's really bad. But the face print there is really cool. I love that so much. I wish that it did have some of that scarring or whatever on the torso. That's a bit of a shame that it's not there. But on the back, and as well as the side of the leg there, the water leg looks really cool. And he's also got some cool back printing on the back as well. Let's look at Stargirl next, and she's here using a new piece for the staff. That looks so cool, and I love the transparent pieces with the glitter and sparkles in it. It looks really cool, and this is just so patriotic. I just look at the torso, the arm printing with the stars. A lot of people have been using this for a Peggy Carter custom minifigure, which is just really cool, and I think that there's a lot of possibilities here for that, and the leg printing there as well is really awesome. I love how that looks with the boots and everything printed. I like that she also has this other facial expression, and if you look, you can actually see that she has braces on there, so I just think that that's really funny. And this is a great choice, I think, for minifigure wise, because she actually has her own show coming out on the DC Universe streaming service, I believe in 2020, so that's really cool. And here is Mr. Miracle, one of the most colorful characters in this series, and he just has some amazing printing and everything. But I just want to show you the accessory here that he comes with, and it's these chains as well as handcuffs to tie him up. And I have it all on like that because I didn't want to take it off before actually looking at the review, because it was really hard to put on. It's not the easiest thing. You actually got to raise the hands that high and everything to put the chain around and wrap it up there. And it's been on for a while, so I hope it hasn't damaged the cape. But speaking of this cape, I love it so much. I love this color and everything, but what I don't like is that it's inconsistent with the rest of the series. While I'm very happy that we have this hard fabric here for this cape, I just wish that all the minifigures came with that as well. It just makes me really jealous of that. But let's go ahead and let's take off the cape and the handcuffs so you get a better look at the minifigure. And here he is without the cape on and the handcuffs, and love the dual molded arms there. Really cool. I mean, they're very common, of course, nowadays, but I just love it when we do get that. And the leg printing there is really cool. I gotta take notes. Like, that's just, I love the details there. It looks really awesome, as well as this torso, which is so detailed. I love the light yellow there with the yellow. Like, it works so well, and the face print looks really awesome. As well as on the back, he's got some really cool back printing as well. I just want to mention that the cape itself actually comes in two parts. It's not like the Doctor Strange one where it's just one part now. So that's pretty interesting that it isn't together. But overall, obscure character. Now more of a modern character, of course, but again, he's pretty obscure and would have preferred some other characters over him. But color-wise, I think that it works really well because including this bright character in the series, I think, is a good addition. And the last hero to take a look at for the series is Bumblebee, and, you know, I don't want to hate on her again. I've done it enough in other videos, but I really just don't like her character inclusion, but minifigure-wise, I think that it looks really cool. While Knockoff Wasp here has some amazing printing on the torso as well as on the arms. Besides Bat-Mite, she is the only character to not have leg printing, so that is a bit of a shame. But she does have this brand new hairpiece, which I just think looks really cool. And as well, I love the wings here. I think that that works really well, and it's a good piece to steal and give back to its rightful owner of Wasp. And taking off the hair, she does have this cool alternate facial expression, which I think looks really good. And underneath the wings, she has some cool back printing there, which I think is meant to be like where the wings are actually coming out of from her back. And of course, she also comes with the lightning pieces in yellow for the first time, which is pretty cool and probably my favorite part of the actual minifigure. I figured that we need to look at Bat-Mite next, since he's kind of in between the villain as well as the hero category, but he's really cool here. I'm glad that we finally gotten him. He's been So many forms of media for Lego and Batman and DC. So I'm glad that he's finally here. Batman's #1 fan here is finally in minifigure form, and I love the cute little cowl piece that they've given him here, as well as the short cape there in blue is really cool to get. I love the coloring for the legs there. That looks really, really awesome. And taking the cowl actually off, you can see here that he has an adorable face print there with, I guess, glasses or goggles with this Batman symbol sticking out of the top. I think that looks really cool, as well as just spinning him around to the back. You can see that he also has some back printing, which is just so nice to get. And of course, the biggest draw, I think, for people who don't even care about Bat-Mite, they just want this amazing 2x3 tile print there of the first appearance Batman there on the Detective Comics 27 cover, and it just looks absolutely amazing. 80 years ago. Wow. So cool to be getting that officially in Lego form. Like, I can't wait to frame that or put that up somewhere in my city. It just looks so, so cool. And speaking of Batman, of course, we have to include the Joker in the series. That's not a surprise that he was in this series, and he looks so great here. I love his appearance here from The Dark Knight Returns. While the hairpiece here isn't necessarily too accurate, I flipped through the whole book, and you can't really find a panel that would justify this choice, but I love getting the Doctor Who hairpiece here in light green. I think that's really cool. Would I prefer it to be regular green? 100%. It is really cool to be getting that here in this new color. I love that so much. And the cotton candy piece here, I've never gotten it before, but it is really great to be getting in a minifigure series. I'll actually show you how it works. It is quite interesting. If you actually take it apart here, it actually has a minifigure on head on the inside in pink, and then you just slip this through, and you can see I popped it out accidentally, but that's how the minifigure head is in there, and you can just pop it in, and it attaches like that, and you've got some cotton candy for him to go about and do whatever he does in a carnival. Of course, one of the other great parts of this minifigure is this 1x2 tile print there of a Joker card, and it just looks so cool with him holding a Batman card, which I think has B printed on it, so really cool. I love that so much. It is interesting that he is in a purple suit there, but I love this minifigure, and it's a great version of him. No alternate face print, however, that is a little bit disappointing, but it's a good variant for the Joker, and I love seeing it here in this white, iconic suit. And here is Cheetah, and she's here in her classic outfit, of course, one of her first appearances, and I think it's just, this is a lot of the character choices and designs here just ripped right out of the Super Friends, and I think that it works really well for her. I love this face print. I think that's my favorite part of the minifigure because I kind of like the more modern Cheetah that we've gotten most recently in the Lex Luthor mech, and she also came in this book. But I love, like, just the printing. It is absolutely phenomenal. While I may not like this classic Cheetah outfit here, it's just really, really cool. And I love, again, this face print looks so cool. And on the back, she's just got a really great face print. It's not exactly lined up straight, but of course, I think, though, I love this money bag. That's my favorite part, I think, of this minifigure, is getting this money bag. And unfortunately, of course, I would have preferred a better supervillain over her, like one that we've never gotten before. But it's okay. It makes sense. And like I said earlier, I think that the character choices, especially the female ones I'm noticing here in the series, make so much sense. Like when you look at Huntress, Birds of Prey's coming out, Cheetah here, you've got Wonder Woman 2, which we just got a trailer for recently, and Stargirl's getting her own show, so it just makes a lot of sense with the character choices in terms of the female characters in the series, and I think that this is a great looking minifigure, really detailed, but just not one of my favorite character choices. And lastly, here is Sinestro in his blue classic outfit, and this is an interesting character choice. Again, would have preferred a villain that we've never gotten before, but it's okay. It has been a while since we got Sinestro, but his printing here looks really cool. I love the detail there on the torso and the arm printing. Looks really cool. He's got some back printing there as well, and of course he also has a cool new smile with his yellow eyes just engulfed in fear, which I just love so much. And of course, his yellow Sinestro lantern there looks so great, and oh my goodness, I think that this new piece looks absolutely amazing. And I didn't do this with Simon Baz, but you can take the stud off, which I kind of think looks better, but again, I was following the instructions by putting the stud on there, but I think that that looks really cool. And just a great looking minifigure. And I love to get more lanterns, please. Atrocitus, Larfleeze, some Blue Lanterns, Saint Walker, and the Indigo Tribe. And oh my goodness, just more lantern characters, please. But the ring here is the same as Simon Baz's as well. But it just looks really, really cool. I love this so much. What a great looking minifigure. And his character choice, though, not a big fan, but I think that it's a good choice, especially tying back to those classic days of the Super Friends and having him be one of those classic villains. I think it works really well for the series. Here's the checklist for this series, and I really love the different panels that they've got here. I just think that it's really cool just to have these characters with just broken up, and it makes it feel very comic booky, and I definitely took this design and I kind of applied it to my Arrowverse Crisis on Infinite Earth series, and I just think that this looks really cool. And I noticed here that the numbering is actually different. It's a different font than the one that I've been using, so I gotta update that in 2020 going forward. And again, I just really like the bright colors and everything, and I like how the colors actually relate to a piece that's included in each of the minifigures. So that's really, really cool, and I think that just, I don't know, it's a nice little attention to detail. And on the back here, you could see all the instructions and everything telling you what to do here. It did rip a bit, and you could see I put the tape there accidentally, but you could see there, that's really weird to me, is they're telling you to put the piece on the lantern. But we do got to talk about this before we wrap things up, because I think that's the most interesting thing to actually come out of this series, maybe. Who should I pick to be experimenting on with this new piece? I've never done this before, so I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna do it with Superman, I think, because why not, right? So we're gonna attach this piece here, the transparent piece, to the back of one of his feet. So you can angle it different ways. You can have him posing around. I think that this opens up a lot of possibilities for animators and Lego brick filmers, as well as just photographers, because I think that this is definitely an interesting inclusion in this. Now, there's not too much that you can really do with this. You can, of course, instead of attaching it to the back of the leg, you could attach it to the front and kind of pose it like that, have him flying around like that, maybe. But there isn't too much that you could do. Originally, we thought that it was only going to be included with Wonder Woman, and it was meant to be like the handles for the invisible jet. You get 2 of them for each minifigure, and it's definitely interesting. I mean, I'm interested to see what other uses people have for them, but there's not necessarily too much posability that you could do with it, because if you have them holding on to it, it's not like you can do too much with it. You can't really attach it because of the 1x2 tile there with the stud in it, but it's definitely interesting. It does give characters some height, and I don't know, it's definitely interesting. I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section about like the future of this. What does this mean? It is definitely unique to this series so far. Well, there you have it, everyone. I hope that you did enjoy the review of the DC minifigure series. I'm really happy that this exists, and you know, I'm most excited that this is going to be teaching people about obscure characters. Like, this is very, very cool on Lego and DC's part. Like, it excites me that people are getting to learn and experience and introduce to these brand new characters, so colorful and so diverse group of characters from different eras, and I'm just that's what really gets me excited. And I hope that this series does do well so that we can get a series 2, because there are more iconic, I'd say, DC characters that are missing that I would have preferred over a lot of these. But you know, I'm beyond happy with the ones that we got. Like, I was a little negative, you know, going into this series, but to actually have them in hand and to see the printings on each of these minifigures, that they are some of the best I think that Lego has ever done, and let alone DC minifigures. Like, it just excites me so much, and I really love this. And by the way, in terms of why are we getting a Marvel series, well, it turns out, you know, there's a lot of legalese stuff behind the scenes that won't actually allow Marvel and Lego to do a minifigure series, because they have an exclusive license with Hasbro when it comes to collectible minifigures. So that's why that's not happening, and I know that that's going to be a comment a lot down below. But anyways, everyone, I hope that you did enjoy this review, and I hope that you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.